welcome back. How's it going? Hi. It's the second hour here of a special Once Upon a Game, where we're playing Adam's own household renovations of great and terrible power. So we just made our characters, and we did a little bit of prep, and now we're ready to begin play.
With a recap, to a session that never happened. Who would like to do their flashback first?
I'll probably go last because I would be commenting on
Other
things
people's
that
ones.
we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
Also, you don't have to do these in isolation either. You can be in other people's stuff. So, like, if you want to just, like, commentate over everybody's everything, just, like, smother yourself all over everything.
Okay.
Because from what I'm hearing, that's what your character is. You're just kind of omnipresent and a narrator and always talking and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to do it in a way that's not disruptive, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
So check it, brah. It was such a score to find that original marble at that place. I mean, it looked trash, which helped because that way, didn't have to pay too much for it. It didn't drive up the price, and nobody minded when I, kind of appropriated it for myself. I mean, it's chill. Anyway, replaced it with this pressed hardwood stuff that looks great. I mean, yeah, it'll be full of holes and like popping up in 3 years, but we'll be gone then, right? Yeah. And of course, there's all these details that the others handled, but that I'm sure that they were important in some fashion or I mean, but it's a job, right? But I mean, really, the job I did was check it primo.
Okay.
And best part, I almost forgot. Sheila, man, she was a trip. Found her on Tinder as she was just like walking by the job site. I mean, what a score. Anyway, I did the roof, then did her same half hour. For sure.
Oh god. And then, meanwhile, while that's happening, all I can think is like Gary Jules' Mad World playing in the background getting laid as he's doing like this roof and stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go next.
Yes.
Okay. So we see Alistair. He's in like a motel room, and it's been kind of like trashed. You see a bunch of like prescription pills everywhere, like half opened, and just like laying around. And there's like, but we don't see Alistair. Like we see him, we just see like the room or whatever. And we see like a light on in the bathroom. And then we see him like brushing his teeth and, with his like phone like propped up or whatever, like looking at this stuff, and he's looking at his Twitter, and he's like he's brushing his teeth, and he sees like his like hundreds of notifications, and everyone wants to know what his big announcement is, and he's sitting there paranoid, and then he gets a he like turns off his phone or whatever, and he's like I can't do it, like he like spits out the toothpaste, so he's like, man, I can't do this, and then he looks down at it, he closes out his phone, and on the background of his actual phone is the best picture that he took with Abby Hill together, like on the road or whatever, and then like closes off. He's like, I still need to change that. I think
she's just like in like a sort of stretchy black top,
yeah,
like V-neck sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing is that I think maybe I think like I think Alistair used to wear that too, but now he just wears his designer vest.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Also, Abby's
And he's
cat,
like,
Abby's little familiar cat. I'm saying familiar
Yeah,
because it's
term,
just
yeah.
a cat, but it's like black cat, green eyes. It was in the picture too.
Yeah. And then we see like Alistair like psyching himself. Like, okay, come on, today's the big day. Today's the big day. You know, we're starting something new, we're turning over the new page in our life. I have a good feeling about it. I saw it in the cards. This will work. This will all work out.
Does he do any like daily affirmations?
Ooh, yeah. You know what? After he's done brushing his teeth or whatever, he like talks to himself in the mirror. I think is what it is. I think that's what it is.
You're a winner. Oh, you're a winner.
The cards say you're a winner. Yeah, exactly. Like it's
Awesome.
It was very clever of you. Okay, Fraser, it's your turn.
So I have like the curiosity vice. So I think the main thing that happened with both of those is like the narrator pops in when whatchamacallit, Chad Gaines is like working on the roof, except it's the girl. And is like commentating on that, but he doesn't really understand what's happening because he's like a child, right? So he's probably just starts doing like an awkward 80s love song thing in the background that doesn't really jive with what's happening. Like it's probably like an overeager sex thing, and then he puts on like, I don't know, like
Summer of '69 or whatever, and meanwhile in the act, it just so happens.
Exactly.
I guess he must be hammering in the shingles. Yeah, it was.
Oh, God. Yeah, and then for the other scene there, I was thinking that maybe whatchamacallit, Alistair, I was doing like a voiceover with Alistair who was like gripping the picture for his background picture, and it had that moment where it's like, do you want to delete or not or something? And then at that very second he put on like Everybody Hurts by like REM, and then he canceled to like keep it his background kind of thing. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's all that he would
Do we see anything of your character? Like, do we like get like the anime style like glimpses of like just your mouth and like a diagonal that goes up like this, or are you just the voice?
I think it's just the voice. Yeah, I think the talking mouth thing would be oddly uncomfortable for me thinking of it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
As Alistair like walks out the door or whatever, then we hear Russell's voice, and he's like, to begin the day, what must be affirmative kind of thing. Just like all these weird reinforcing positive affirmations for Alistair that he hears like in his head, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So that's everybody. Everybody's done one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't written this down as a rule yet. I'm banding between whether the GM also gets a flashback that they can do. I think I might. In any case, it works because it helps me like set up what's happening now.
Okay.
I think my flashback is just that we have like several cutaway shots of like green leaves on like a lake, and then like the horses pulling the canal boat, and then just like shots of the historic district where Abby's shop is, and where the darkest roast is on the same block as hers, and she's like on this corner, and the darkest rose is on this corner, and we see downtown with all of like the grocery stores and the public auction car dealerships or whatever, and just between all of those, the leaves are starting to get yellower and oranger, and then in the sky, it's like a completely like orange and yellow scene, and like leaves are like glittering as they're dropping down into the ocean. But then there's the sun in the sky, and it's like probably like 5 p.m. like or like 4 p.m. or something. So the sun is like in view. And in this world, the sun has 3 rings around it, like almost like a globe does, to like hold it or stabilize it. And there's this phenomenon that happens where sometimes a ring like partially eclipses the sun. And that's what's happening here. So the blue sky turns like orange, and like the sun's in the middle of the sky, but the sky looks like it's sunset. And this is a phenomenon called darkest month. And sometimes it ruins crops because it's just a month-long eclipse, basically.
Oh, okay.
And everything gets super cold.
I get like I'm picturing like Alistair getting all pumped and going out the door, and then like in the background there's the sound of like I get knocked down kind of thing, and then that's when like the sun gets eclipsed and the music kind of like cuts.
Just like that sort of sound in the background. And since it is darkest month, here's how darkest month works. You get 1 level of torment that will end when darkest month ends.
We get tormented?
Yes, you get torment. So this is a rule. If you go over to the crew sheet, this is sort of like a tutorial as well. So like the renovators thing.
Okay.
You'll see confessionals, ire, and torment.
Yes.
If you play blades, this is like heat and wanted level.
Okay.
I can explain all 3 of these. So ire is heat. But instead of it being the cops chasing you down and being mad at you and whatnot, it's daemons and psychic monoliths being upset with you.
Okay.
So what torment is these gods have their attention on you, and now they're just going to fuck with your shit. And I can just roll the number of dice you have in torment to see how weird a scene is or whatever.
Okay.
And on the left side, you have confessionals. This is sort of an interesting mechanic that I like in this game. This is how you... it's sort of like the crew's stress, because you can spend a confessional to clear one stress on your character. That's right.
Okay, so confessionals, clear stress, ire is heat.
Yep.
Okay.
And torment is a little bit like a mix between a 1 level and like a weirdometer for how our scenes are and crap.
Okay.
Mm.
So
And I'm going to say if you don't use all the confessionals, the number that you don't use, you get as ire when the job ends.
Oh, okay.
Because the daemons have created your world just for their entertainment. And if you're not doing proper production methods, they're just going to get upset with you because
so they want like a dynamic
yeah,
they want it to be
they
dynamic.
want awful people, and they want to see what's going on with you.
Gotcha. Okay.
And when you do a confessional, I'll basically be the person who's the cameraman, and I'll ask your character a question, and you have to reply to the audience.
Okay.
And what was it going to say? Oh yeah, what you answer, only the audience and the daemons will know. And of course, we'll all know it as players, but the other players won't know. So you can just say things that you might want to keep secret from other players, because this is your weird alternate universe moment.
Okay, and then so the least amount of torment, the more normal things are, the more torment, the more whack it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And because it's Darkest Month, you have one. This is where things get weird. This is where freaks start to come out of the woodwork.
It's like full moon for a
Got
month.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's nearing Halloween.
Yeah.
Woo.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So then we are going to... Oh, I have some buttons down here at the bottom. Let me know if you can see all of those or not. There are like 5 macros.
I can't see any macros.
Oh boy.
We might
Maybe go to your macros and then put them in bar, maybe? I don't know.
Macros.
Yeah.
Fast
There we
forward,
go.
record, stop.
Yep. I have fast forward, record, and stop now.
Yeah, that's
Okay, cool. You should have play, record, fast forward, stop, and can I say something?
I just see those 3.
No, all we have is fast forward, record, and stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's okay. Those are the 3 important ones. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with Roll20 to know how that problem arises or how it's solved. So, yeah. I'm going to mark something on the crew sheet. You guys have 2 cash that you get as a crew.
2 cash.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is coin, but a different name.
Cash money.
Yeah, exactly. The crew can't hold that money because you don't have a business account yet.
Oh.
And you can't just keep thousands of dollars around because that's impractical.
I feel like I won't have money. Maybe you guys do.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll take care of that cash.
Do you guys have one each, or is it all going to the contractor?
Speak up, Alistair.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I'm definitely gonna need a little bit of that money.
Okay.
I gotta keep the lights on.
Okay.
I'm living in a motel, man. I gotta pay those bills.
Sure.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna let my dog out because I just have him in my room,
Sure.
and now there are people home who can take care of him, whereas before they were not. So 1 second.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you out now. Yeah.
Although, really, I could use the other cash for the payments on my Camaro. So,
You, God, you are a Chad. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
And that's when
I mean,
that's when Hurt comes on the radio for Alistair. um,
Okay.
it would be a bad scene if it got repoed again. Come on, you don't want that.
oh boy.
Nice. So I'm gonna fast forward and see if this macro works, if I changed it or not. Okay, cool. But it changed like I wanted it to. So I'm going to pick a consequence for you guys to deal with in this little starting scene after the recap. Let's see. Maybe I'll have you. I'm gonna have somebody call in a favor. But who should it be? Should it be Dean an electrician? No.
Oh, that guy.
I'm realizing I'm being a little bit more secretive than I needed to be, so I'm not gonna do that. So
Could always roll.
I think somebody is going to ask you to decorate somebody's place with, like, carve some jack-o'-lanterns, put them out. I think they have just like a street they want you to do,
Okay.
and they're going to pay you for it, of course.
In that case, we might show.
Yeah, exactly. We'll entertain your Halloween decoration plans.
So we're gonna like string up lights and like little jack-o'-lantern ornaments off trees of like Main Street or something.
Probably not Main Street. It's gonna be like
Residential?
Yeah, it's residential. It's like a street in like a sort of cul-de-sac area. I don't think it's like a winding neighborhood or anything like that. I think you just kind of like, there's a spot where you turn right and it's just a street filled with houses, and then you turn around at the cul-de-sac and then you come back out on the street.
So
Some
it's
people
like
just come down the street just to turn around. That's probably what you've done.
But is it like nice? Like is it like a planned and gated community that's got this underlying creepiness, or is it just like a normal neighborhood? Or
It's like duplexes.
Okay.
It's like a lot of duplexes, and then at the cul-de-sac there's like 2-story houses with basements. Like probably like 2 to 3 bathrooms. And then those are just like the same. They're not like duplexes where you have to split up the space and there's different locks for each side or whatever. So yeah, tell me what you're doing.
So we're all together, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's your decision.
Do we all? How do we get there? Because like I probably don't have a car.
You should have a car on your
Oh,
in your
for items.
Yeah. I think you all have.
To be fair,
like,
I'm totally looking at the crew sheet.
shitty vehicles.
oh, fine truck. No command.
Yeah, I do have a vehicle. Okay.
Oh yeah.
A vehicle.
Got repoed again.
Okay. Well.
But yeah. Chad has the nicest car, and it's a truck.
Of course. Chad.
It's got space in the back.
Yeah. Do we?
And it's got like these tires that are like 5 feet high, big lights, aftermarket,
Oh yeah.
and like ground effects, even though they're illegal.
Oh yeah. Totally. So yeah, you're driving in your truck, right? And where are you going to meet this person who's hiring you? Who is this person who's hiring you? I'm looking at your crew sheet, probably, I imagine.
It's probably not the blinds.
Probably not.
We only have. Well, nobody likes us in terms of the factions.
Well, I mean, it could be an enemy that's hiring us, right?
It could be. Yeah. I'm thinking it's Lady Kirsty. just because I was imagining it was a lady to begin with. She's a retired realtor,
Okay.
but now she's retired, and now she's like arranging for
Can I
the fluffing of neighborhoods and
can
stuff.
I ask you a question, Adam?
Yes.
Did part of this game come in because of realtor sounds weird? Sounds like you modified reality.
No, but that's certainly a point.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know, that just hit me right now. And I was like, oh, like real estate, like real versus surreal. And
Yeah.
okay, anyways, sorry.
It doesn't
Tangent.
help that
I just went on
the
down
common
that.
mispronunciation of realtor is realtor,
Yeah. Okay.
realtor. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um
So she's a retired realtor, so she probably has like all the contacts, and we just like have to kiss her ass, right? I mean, is that the
And she's got money
okay?
because she's like 55 and she's retired. So.
Oh yeah, then we show up there super nice.
Yeah.
Do we already have like the job like contracted and stuff, or are we getting the job right now?
I think you already have it contracted, yeah, but we're
Okay, cool.
we're flashing back to like what the conversation was. So she's like black pantsuit, uh, blonde, probably dyed hair. It looks kind of platinum-y. She's got like mascara and piercing blue eyes, and she's really short. And she's got like a scarf with like a pattern on it. And
What's
she,
her name again? My brain is being like a steel sieve.
I can type it for you. Her name is Lady Kirsty.
Okay.
And she's got like a binder full of pictures and maps of the area and stuff. So she completely illustrates the place for you. You can see that the street isn't long. It's probably got like 4 duplexes, and that's as far as it goes down before you get like the three houses that are like the 2-story houses with basements.
And are we only renovating the street? Or when you say we're renovating the street, do you mean all of these houses, or do you mean the street?
You're
Like
decorating
outside.
all of the houses.
Okay.
So you're like putting lights up and putting jack-o'-lanterns out, and she's mentioning that there's like, she does want you to renovate one, and she's puts a picture out, and in the picture it has like a for sale sign or something like that, and the blinds are like really dinged up.
All right, I want to push that. I want to ask why. I want to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, totally. Would she tell you just up front?
Probably not, considering she's.
I don't think she knows everything about it either. So she almost feels insecure to tell you any details because she wants to talk about things that she's certain about.
Sure.
It's her
That makes sense.
personality.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So, is there anything I can do to persuade her to open up to me? What she does know? If I
think
mention,
you have to make her feel comfortable.
okay.
I say we throw Chad at her. Chad wants
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
When you
Yeah,
said
we
Chad,
see her.
I
We see
heard
her at.
Chad.
Yeah, we see her nervous or whatever, and we look to Chad to like Chad, work your magic,
narrator-
Chad.
And
You know,
the
like this is why we have Chad to do this. Chad, like
narrator-
we're nudging you.
Okay, so
And Chad hears like in his ear, there's like a voice that says she's barely. You can imagine that she's barely over 30 years old with that platinum hair and those brilliant blue eyes. Christy looks only 30, basically.
yeah, I got this. Yeah. So Lady Kirsty, I know that. This business has its ups and downs. There's certain things that nobody wants to talk about, but we're not going to spill. This is between you and me. You're a cougar. I'm a man.
It's
And
cool.
then tonight's
That moment when you just devil's barking yourself.
tonight's the night starts playing in everybody's head.
So, you see Lady Kirsty, she's like cocking her head, like just like nodding along with what you're saying, and then she like gets this like she cocks it different than all the other times because she starts hearing that song in her head. And has she heard the song before, or is like it coming out of nowhere, or
Oh, I can answer that question.
Sure.
yeah.
It's her favorite song.
Oh yeah. So it's like
How did you know that's her favorite song? How? It's just perfect.
yeah. Okay, cool. So it sounds like this sounds like an obstacle because you have to get her comfortable enough to work with you.
And the song keeps peaking whenever Chad says something really stupid. It just like randomly goes over him. You're a coup, and
Yeah.
it's like it blares, and then it goes back.
Mhm. Yeah, and to her, she's wondering if she got enough sleep because her attention keeps drifting to the song, and she's like trying to keep her attention going on. That's what she's thinking in her own head, because she doesn't know you exist, right, Russell?
Yeah. I'm like
Okay, sure.
I'm like I just like help out these guys.
Yeah. Do they know you exist?
I think so, hey? If you guys are probably like, Russell, get out of my head, man. Sometimes.
Do they think you're a ghost, or what do they think that you are?
I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think?
I think I'm so cool. I'm living with a soundtrack.
Oh my god.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I was gonna think that. Yeah, I think you are a residual curse, or I'm not sure curse, a boon or a bane from the time I spent with Abby Hill.
Mm.
That you just like lingered, and you just had to let it linger.
Was that how you met? Was when you were with Abby Hill?
Yeah, I think the first time I fell in love with her, there was
head?
music, and it's still there.
It was just a phase in your life, but now
Yeah.
Russell is the phase of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're my Garden State soundtrack.
Yeah, awesome. I love that movie. P.S.
So let's take a look at the actions that you can do. To me, it sounds like you're expecting her to open up, because that's usually the action you do when you order people around. It's the Devil Wears Prada thing where that one lady she's walking to the office and everybody's just like pouring out of like bottled water for her and just getting everything ready because they're so terrified of her.
Mm.
Yeah, and she's somewhere over 30, so obviously, if she's getting some attention from the man, she's gonna spill, right? That is what I expect.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So you start with one die because you start with one die and they expect from being a contractor. You're used to ordering people around, supervising, whatnot. If you want to add dice, you have part of your character creation that you haven't done yet.
Okay.
If you also want to take on a special ability that helps you somehow, you can also do that. Whatever you want.
Yeah, probably I wouldn't take anything that would be relevant here. Although, expect sounds a lot like Chad. So
Maybe I'm helping too with the soundtrack.
I'll take a
Yeah, I think you're
7 die there.
you're assisting. So Russell, you need to take 1 stress since you're assisting, and he gets an extra die.
Brad, I mean Chad always stresses me out, so that's
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. I'm trying to think if I need to set you up or anything like that, but I think you're probably fine.
Okay. Here we go. Ah!
Yeah.
Nice.
Easy. See, I trusted you with those dice.
So with the music consuming her mind and all of the flirting and whatnot, actually you get to roll another die because you devil's bargained yourself by flirting with her.
Okay.
And
like just to see if it crits or
she's far too far apart in age to want to be with you. So her opinion of you is going to change as a result.
Okay.
But she does feel comfortable enough around you to talk about it. She feels like you're a down-to-earth person and you probably won't judge her. And she stutters a
You're
whole
just
bunch.
too much of an idiot to be in the circles that she has to worry about.
Yeah, so she's like, oh. I almost think it was a drug thing or something. We had somebody who was, I heard they were paying their rent regularly, always up to date, sometimes paying a little ahead. I heard they didn't go out of the house much. And I think they and what kind of meeting place are you in? Are you in like the darkest rose, like a coffee shop or something, or?
I thought we're at this girl's house.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, so she doesn't need to.
Or her
worry.
office, if she has like a real estate office.
Oh yeah,
But she's
probably
retired though, so like
Yeah.
like a home office maybe,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like nice.
Yeah, like the
Can table and
room she could put all the rewards that she won when
That's
she was
what I
working.
thinking, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The placards.
She has her
for days.
walls are covered with pictures and like cards of people like thanking her. She's got like an entire wall of Christmas and even some of her birthday cards.
Mm-hmm.
Because her clients just remembered it was her birthday and stuff like that. She's made many friends over the years. And she's in her office, so she doesn't get as quiet about this as I first portrayed. And she says, I think he died in there, and I don't think he had very much family, so nobody knew he died for a while until the neighbors told us about it.
Oh, well, that won't be a problem. Alistair here is into all kinds of spooky shit.
Me? I start rambling. Like no, I'm not. What? That's not me at all. That's not. No, I'm. Just because I'm a magician doesn't mean I'm into necromancy.
Yeah, so I made a fortune roll to see if she would spill more about it, and she does, and she says, I'm actually not sure if the body is still in there or not, or in any situation, it's going to be awful. It hasn't been touched since that incident. there will be a lot of work to do. And we can't have that house like that with trick-or-treaters coming down that street. And she's like rolling around in her mind that she hasn't driven by that cul-de-sac recently. Like all of the photos are from like a good like few months ago.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll de-emphasize that one so that the kids don't go all Amber Alert. Not a problem.
But
And she ignores that and says, "Thank you."
yeah, and Christy here's like in her mind, she's like, as Christy spilled all of the secrets she ever knew about this house, she began to feel good again.
Yeah, and I think she does feel a lot of relief that I don't think she told anybody about this, so she just had like this private worry for a long time with the owner of all these duplexes. Like they were the only two who knew about it, along with like the neighbors and stuff. So she's had a lot of burden that she hasn't been able to share. So yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So where should we go next? Should we cut to the house?
Yeah, because then we could probably like flash back to it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So I need you all to take some level 1 harm.
Come on.
The house.
Yep, because as you, well,
Where that harm at?
Russell, can you smell things?
Probably not. I don't know. If it makes it more interesting, then yes. If not, then no.
What do we play for level 1?
So you see that harm tracker, the tentacle that's smearing the blood.
Yeah, the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Those bottom two, like, sort of trapezoidal boxes are going to be your level 1 harm.
Yeah.
It's just like the harm tracker in Blades.
Yeah, but what's
So
the
there's
name
like
of the
one
harm?
three. Oh yeah, the name of the harm is the smell of death.
Oh, okay.
Smell of death. Oh.
And you can resist it as always if you like to, or if you have some sort of special armor that prevents that. I don't recall off the top of my head if there is or isn't.
Could we resist it by saying that Russell knows this smell very well already?
Totally. You can actually protect them
I
if you
do
want
that.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can step in the way of the smell by just like.
Taking the consequences entirely.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can take the consequence for them, and then you can resist it by just doing whatever you do. Probably playing music or something.
Yeah, could I like flash back and solve it by narrating his past, which brings his past self dealing with the stuff that he dealt with before into the future now.
Yeah.
So how does I take another stress for flashing back, right?
I mean that happened, right? So
Yeah.
you don't have to take stress for that.
Oh, okay.
And if you didn't have armor for it, I have armor for it because it's called Axe Body Spray.
Oh my god. Chad. Oh, Chad.
So then we consider our loadout shortly after, and you have Axe body spray in your loadout, I guess. Totally.
So do I write something in harm or not? I resisted it, or what?
So you step in the way of the harm, I'm guessing you don't want to be in a remote place smelling death.
No, yeah, rather not.
Okay, then
You're
you can
probably-
resist it.
Okay, like I was thinking maybe I narrate my past life and then that sort of supersedes the fiction. Kind of thing.
Okay, sure.
Present. Yeah. So instead we get like a memory of like Russell's home, and there's like a scent of like pie as he remember his mom like baking something in the kitchen kind of thing instead of the stench of death.
Oh,
And maybe we see like
what kind of pie? You can't just say pie. You can't just say
blue.
pie.
Blue pie.
Well, my grandma always makes this killer strawberry rhubarb pie. So
Hell
that-
yeah.
yeah. And then maybe we see like a little glimpse of little Russell as a kid, like running towards the door as like an ethereal spirit that like disappears into it. And he's got like an old mushroom cut with brown hair, and he's got like a red shirt with white stripes on it, and he's got like these like the young kid sneakers, and he like disappears into the room, and we hear like pie's ready or something in the distance, and then it fades away.
Whoa. So which attribute are you resisting with? It sounds like soul almost to me.
Yeah. Or
Because
dream.
I feel like if you were resisting with mind, you would be more like figuring out, and it's debatable whether you have a body. So,
Sure.
so yeah.
So
You roll the points that you have in soul. Are you familiar and comfortable with resisting like you do in Blades, or do you want me to explain that?
yeah, I have 2 dots in soul right now, so
Yeah. If you want to spread out some dots in the other ones to give you a higher soul rating, you can do that.
Like
Too.
answer one of your history questions or something.
Yeah. You could ask one of your history questions to the other people, and they can answer. And
history question. I think that would make sense for sure. In
oh yeah.
So, ask who hears my words and listens. Ask who is my darling.
It's probably
Um,
Chad.
Yeah, Chad does it.
I mean, I want to answer for Chad, but my gut says Chad.
Eric, you can't do that.
So I can ask either one of these, right?
By the end of the session, you should ask both of them.
Oh.
You can pick one to ask right now.
Okay, I'll do the who hears my words and listens then. Sure. And then I tell them assign me an action dot based on something I told you once. I get 1 string on you.
So if I was listening, or if Chad was listening, he would just make a joke about the about Russell and the movie American Pie.
Okay.
So I think that's probably more of an Alistair thing, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. It could be an Alistair thing.
Maybe I like help.
No, no. I'm listening. I'm listening. Oh, sorry. What were you thinking?
Oh, I was thinking maybe I like was shadowing Abby before, but then on the breakup, I've decided you were like the worse off, so I jumped to you to like help you get through it or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. I was actually thinking about that. Actually, I was thinking that the fact that I still hear your music is a sign that I'm supposed to get back together with Abby. That it's not gone,
Okay.
and this is just the nadir of our relationship.
Cool. Okay.
So what you gain from me for that is I think, well, for me it's primarily a tune, because I do a lot with like my magic and shit. So I think
Attune 1 dot,
yeah.
and then based on something I told you once. So what did I tell you once?
Do you believe in magic in the young girl's heart?
Okay.
Music can free you whenever
Or
it
maybe-
starts.
Maybe somebody like came up to you and they're like, "Oh, you just do tricks," and I say they're not tricks, they're illusions.
Yeah. It's magic. Magic.
A trick is something a whore does for money.
Or candy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
I
you
guess-
also get a string on what's his face medium, Alistair. You get a string on Alistair.
One string. Cool.
And it's just like in Monster Hearts. When you spend strings, you can give them level 1 harm. You can make your harm worse. You can get a bonus to resisting what they do to you,
Okay.
and you can get dice on stuff that you're doing to them. It's between you. It's not really applicable if you're all like job, 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 job. If you're interfering with each other, then strings come up a lot. But yeah.
Cool. So for this roll, I will be rolling 3d6, taking the highest with my 3 dots.
Where's the third dot? I don't see it yet.
Attune and 2 and entertain.
It's just the first row, so it's
okay.
2.
Gotcha.
But 2 is pretty good.
I got a 6.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kabam!
Fuck you, small death.
Dude, look at that. Look, every single roll so far has been a 6. Pretty good.
I think it's
Pretty good.
It's all about that strawberry rhubarb pie. Even though it's a
Yeah.
one shot, we're gonna get to some characterization in here. That's what happens.
The pie overcomes all.
Yeah.
Cool.
So nobody takes harm, including me, and I take.
Yeah, you just got nothing but good vibes about you, and then
Yeah.
you just smother everything.
Yeah, and then everybody sees that couple second flashback of Russell's life, kind of thing. Maybe.
Oh yeah, totally. Do they see it visually, or does your character go into a full narration of how it comes about?
I picture they see it like visually because he's narrating.
Okay.
It. So
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
yeah.
You're like illustrating it with your words, but their brains are mortal brains that,
Yeah.
that see things and smell things and taste things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You're speaking the language of sorcery, and their brains have to translate. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, yeah, you guys are going in and seeing what's happening, I suppose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting closer. One weird thing is, this is different from the picture. The blinds are still like awful. Like, it's not just like that they're like stuck on one another. It's like they've been like bent and stuff, but they've all been like pulled up, and you're just seeing like inside the house, but the inside of the house is lights off, darkness, and you're seeing outside the window in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the only light you see is like light from a glass backroom door or something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So ominous lighting, scary environment imaginable, scariest environment imaginable.
And it's got I don't think it has like a patio or anything, but I think it has like a step up to get into the door. And yeah, Lady Kirsty gave you a key, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. So yeah, you have the key to get into this place, and you open it, and
There was death, but now it smells like pies.
yeah.
This job seems like if it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Charlie work, except it's Chad work.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably why we were hired.
Yeah.
So it's dark in here, and the first thing you walk into is like the not very plushy kind of carpet. It's almost like rug thickness, but it feels like sort of spongy underneath. Like it's not the carpet itself that has give. It's like something under the carpet that has like give, and it's just like sort of matted with like animal pee or something like that, like from a cat or a dog or something.
So we are totally going to rip this stuff up, and as long as there's no dead bodies underneath, I've got this great tile. It'll brighten this place. It'll be the bomb.
Well, do we need to do that right now? Like,
No.
No.
I'd probably say that in character, right? Like, hold on. We don't have to do that right now,
Yeah,
do we?
totally.
Hold on. That's plenty to check out. We haven't even seen the kitchen yet.
Case the joint first, yeah.
Everyone knows the kitchen's the hardest part.
Definitely.
Look, if I were a kitchen, I would be... And I proceed to start walking around.
Yeah. So the weird thing in here is that it's not empty. There's still furniture in here. Like you walk past a sofa as you're trying to find this kitchen.
Well, why is that?
There's like a dining room with like tablecloth on it, and the tablecloth's like red. And
Why
it's
is
got, like,
that weird? Didn't I thought somebody died and then they just completely left this place alone? Is that what happened?
yeah.
Yeah, so why would it be weird that they have...
Still furnishing?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not weird, but it's like it's
okay.
it's not unexpected. It's just uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
oh, this is all the stuff of a dead person now.
Okay.
Okay. It's probably like 80s floral.
Well, then, how about before we get to the kitchen, then, how about we go to our second break?
Okay, sure.
It's an hour mark. All right, guys, we'll be back in 5 minutes.